So good morning, everybody. Today we are going to have satsang and specifically be discussing and going over as well as practicing one of our most important beeja mantras, which is Om. So I want to start off by connecting us to that solar energy. As Guru Ma recommends, we bring our hands to our heart center, close our eyes for a moment. Taking a couple slow, deep breaths and visualize light. Visualize the light of the sun at your third eye. Visualize the light of the moon at your third eye. Visualize the light of all the stars, all fire. Allow that visualization to spread down into the heart and through the entire body as we open with the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodaya. Aum. So when we take a look at the seed syllable Om, there's a lot of things that I want to share in satsang today. First of all, we know that Om is the most sacred syllable. We know that a syllable, a sound, is often referred to as a beeja mantra or a seed mantra. The beeja mantra of Om, AUM, Aum, is considered omnipotent and omnipresent. It is considered the vibration, the sound of ultimate reality, ultimate consciousness, the Atma, the soul, the self with a capital S. When we say the seed syllable Aum, we are invoking the greatest spirit. These are also linkages to not only Shiva, but also Krishna and Ganesha, as well as the mother. So when we look at Om, we have a lot of ancient texts that discuss it. So for instance, the Chandogya Upanishad describes Om as the sound that churns the ocean. And we know, some of us know about the story of the churning of the ocean and how that correlates with our central channel, the Sushumna, and the Ida in the Pingala, and the pulling of the serpent Vasuki to churn out not only things like halahala, which is poison, but also the Amrita, the nectar of life. The Chandogya Upanishad goes on to say that Om is a song that we shall sing to overcome our demons. Now, when we take a look at the teachings of Guru Ma in the Petals of Wisdom, Ma says that Om is like a shield, like an umbrella. And it should be done 3 times, casting a circle of protection around us 3 times before all spiritual practices. She goes on to say, if you chant the syllable Om, your mind will naturally return to a peaceful state. Let me go in and admit somebody in the waiting room. There we go. Okay. That we will return to a peaceful state of stillness, which eventually becomes emptiness, and that the light of the soul shines within everyone, and the divine light pulls that light into itself. If you can discover that pure illumination and power within yourself, or if you have the good fortune to meet a saint in whom it is fully manifest, then the purpose of your life has been fulfilled. Now, I want to go on to read more on Om. And we find references to the beeja syllable Om in the Bhagavad Gita. And the Bhagavad Gita 7:8 says, I am the syllable Om in the Vedas. This is Krishna talking. I am the syllable Om in the Vedas. He who utters the single syllable Om, which is Brahman, remembers me as he departs, or she, giving up his body. He or she goes to the highest goal. The Bhagavad Gita also says about Om, I am the syllable Om. I am the Rig Veda, the Sama Veda, as well as the Yagur Veda, or Yajur Veda. Om is described as the imperishable sound, the seed of everything that exists, the past, the present, the future. It is said that everything unfolds from Om, and that whatever transcends the three realms of time is the flowering of Om. Om is considered the pure self, self with a capital S, the soul. And there are 4 segments that make up Om. There is A, U, and M. The 4th is silence. So when we say these 4 segments of Om, we begin to awaken the self within us. Again, self with a capital S. Swami Vivekananda said, in making a sound, we use the larynx and the palate as a sounding board. He goes on to say that Om is a sound, the basis of all sounds. The first letter A is the root sound, the key, pronounced without touching any part of the tongue or palate. M represents the last sound, being produced by closed lips, and the U rolls up from the very root to the end of the sounding board of the mouth. Thus, Om represents the whole phenomena of sound producing. As such, it is a natural syllable, the matrix of all various sounds. Om denotes the whole range and possibility of all words that can be made. There's also reference in the Tirumantira that says the Panchabhutas, which if you've studied Ayurveda, we understand are the 5 elements, come from Omkara, which is Om. All the movable and immovable things come from Om. This is the Pranava, and this is also Shiva. When we take a look at Om, we realize it is the imperishable, past, present, future. It is the beeja mantra for all other language and mantra. And Om is said to be not just nama, name, but also rupa, form. So when we are chanting Om, when we are using Om as a meditative practice, there are a handful of basics and principles of physics that we want to understand. So I'm going to discuss that first, and then we'll go into our practice today. So first of all, we need to understand the fundamentals of our 3 major nadis: the central nadi, which carries prana, the spiritual channel, the sushumna. We need to understand that we also have the churning of the ocean, or the crisscrossing across that central canal on the central axis by the Ida and the Pingala. So those of you who have studied yoga know that the Ida is the left channel, which crisscrosses and then correlates with the left hemisphere, or tamasic energy, lunar energy, yin energy, potential energy. Whereas the pingala is on the right side, and it also crisscrosses simultaneously with the Ida pingala. The pingala, or excuse me, the Ida nadi. The pingala nadi crisscrosses and brings forth the energy of the sun, solar energy, yang energy, or rajas, activity, and yang. So when we chant Om, we are bringing ourselves into a stillness. We are bringing ourselves into a opening and unlocking of the prana, our life force, our self, our soul from within. The unique thing about Om is the way we chant it, A, goes and begins deep within the navel and awakens Shakti energy. As we move on in the syllable, we get the U. This correlates with the heart center and vibrates in the chest. Then the M, correlates with opening the energy or bringing the energy up to the ajna, the third eye, the command center of the soul. So we are awakening the energy deep within our system, bringing it to the seat of the soul, which is the heart, and bringing it up to the command center of the soul, which is the third eye. Now, if you experiment later on and you plug your ears and you say, ah, you will feel and hear the vibration deep in your belly. When you plug your ears and you say, ooh, you will hear and feel the syllable U at the heart center, the Anahata chakra. And when you say the syllable M, with your ears plugged, you will hear it and feel it vibrating at the third eye. Now, this is very important because in the physics of our subtle body, we have what are called granthis. And granthis are kind of like entanglements, maybe blockages. They are things in which prevent the energy from fully rising gracefully. But sometimes the energy is not supposed to raise quite yet until we've gone through more transformation. But those three granthis, those three areas where prana becomes blocked or deranged within the sushumna, central channel, correlate with the syllable and the sounds A, U, M. So Guru Mal, the way she has taught many of us is that we focus on light, because when we focus on light, we bring in the subtle energy of Agni to purify our channels. In Ayurveda, we understand that we have digestive Agni, Jatar Agni. We have Agni, which is that ability to transform and awaken and enliven. We have it within our tissues, the Saptadhatu Agnis. And then we also have Agni that correlates to our 5 elements, the Panchamahabhutas: water, air, fire, space, etc. Those are the Panchamahabhuta Agni. We also have Agni in the mind channels and in the spiritual channels. So when we chant Om, AUM, we are enlivening that energy. We are moving that fire through us. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the process first of creating an Om shield around us, as Guru Ma recommends, and many other lineages recommend casting that protective circle around you before you do your protective or your spiritual practices. Then what we'll do is we'll go through some very basic opening up of the body, just seated right where you're at. You don't need a yoga mat, you don't have to get up, and you don't have to strain. After we're done with that, we're going to do a process of candle gazing, when we do the process of candle gazing, which is one of the chakriyas in yogic sciences, we fix the image of the flame or the candle at the third eye, so that when we are doing alternate nostril breathing, it's purifying, balancing, and quieting down the flow or increasing the Agni to cleanse the Ida and the Pingala, because we don't want too much Rajas going on and we don't want too much Tamas going on within the mind, especially the hemispheres, while we're trying to meditate on Om. And then what we'll do is we'll do a series of 27 Oms together. So let's go ahead and begin by lighting a candle or a ghee wick so that you already have that ready to work on visualizing and creating that outer and inner Agni at the third eye. Now, before we go too much farther, I want to discuss how we move our body when we chant Om. First of all, we try to spend an equal amount of time on the A, down in the deep belly, an equal amount of time on the U, at the heart center, and an equal amount of time on the at the third eye. But don't forget there is a fourth part of Om, which is silence. So before you take your next breath to do your next Om, try to spend a little bit of time pausing, not holding your breath, but pausing between your breath before you do the next Om. Now, also, if you've studied yogic sciences, you understand there are a series of bandhas, or energy locks that we can utilize. One is in the belly. One is at the perineum, deep at the root of your spine, which is used to start and stop the flow of urine and fecal matter. And then the next one is at the chin. And when we do all three together, it's called the Mahabandha. Now, don't strain and don't make it difficult, because we want it to all be with ease and grace. So when we say ah, before we stop ah, we lightly tighten the perineum in between our urinary and fecal sphincters. When we get to the ooh and we're exhaling, the abdomen starts to come in just a little bit so that we can keep exhaling. And when we get to the our chin comes down very slightly. When we're done with the M, we pause, holding all three locks so that the energy rises to the Ajna chakra. Also, one more thing. When we chant Om, after we candle gaze and we fix that light within our third eye, when we say Aum, we drop our mental consciousness with that flame down the sushumna to the base of the spine, and we visualize a flame, a light, a purification, an opening of sound and light at the base of our body as we say ah. When we get to the heart, we visualize that light, that flame, that Agni rising up to the heart center on the U. And on the you visualize that light rising up to the third eye and then back down, holding and moving the entire time, not letting your eyes deviate around, not letting your mind deviate around, focusing just on your sound, AUM, silence, and then also focusing on the breath in which it takes to move it through the body. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. Let's sit up nice and tall. First, just shrug your shoulders up and down a couple times. Make some space within your physical body, your anamaya kosha. Just inhale, shoulders up, exhale, shoulders down. 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders up, exhale, shoulders down, and really open up through the chest. 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, shoulders down. And you can place your hands on your knees. We're just going to move the front body and back body a few times, opening up through the subtle channels and the vertebrae. So inhale, arch the front body and open up. Maybe look up. Exhale, arch through the back body. Just 2 more times. Inhale, open the front body. Exhale, arch and open the back body. Once more. Inhale, open through the front body with a nice arch. Nice and gently, and exhale the other direction. Come back to the center, and we're just going to open the vertebral channels a little bit more with a rotation. So take your right hand, place that on your left knee or thigh. Take your left hand, put it back behind you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, just explore your twist. See, how does your twist feel at the navel, down at the pelvis? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, and just feel the twist through the belly, the shoulders, the chest, the neck. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And very slowly unwind. Go to the other side. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, and just feel the twist. Explore the twist as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Explore the twist at the level of the chest, the shoulders, the neck. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist, and come out. We're going to do a few neck rotations to open up the upper channels. So just bring your chin down to your chest. Inhale towards the left and up. Exhale towards the right and down. Inhale towards the left and up. Exhale towards the right and down. 1 more time in this direction. Inhale towards the left and up, really allowing the neck to relax. Exhale towards the right and down. And switch directions. Inhale to the right and up. Exhale to the left and down. 2 more times at your own pace. And come back to center. Now we want to engage with our breath. We want to quiet down the sympathetic nervous system. We want to drop from alpha waves to beta waves. From beta waves to alpha waves. And we want to strengthen our vagus nerve, as well as fixate our vision upon the third eye, quiet the mind, and purify the Ida and the Pingala through that crisscrossing of the flame at the third eye, so that we can balance Rajas and Tamas, as well as the right and left hemisphere, before we try to raise energy for our spiritual practice with Om. So we'll take our right hand. First, check that both nostrils are open. Inhale through the left, in and out. Through the right, in and out. If there's no problem with that, then you can go on with this breath technique. If not, just breathe naturally and normally. So we always use our right hand in Nadi Shodhana. We drop down these 2 fingers the index and the middle finger. This is considered an ego finger, and this is something else. So we just use our thumb and our ring finger, our Agni finger, and our heart finger, or our earth finger. So place the thumb against your right nostril gently and inhale in. Switch nostrils, exhale out. Inhale. Switch nostrils, exhale out. Now start finding a rhythm. Inhale through one side. Exhale through the other side. Inhale through one side. Switch, exhale through the other side. Now, if you've got that rhythm, begin the process of candle gazing at the same time, trying to fix your vision without a hard stare and blinking as minimal as possible. Inhaling through one side. Switching and exhaling through the other side. Finding a nice rhythm. Keeping your vision still. Try lengthening your breath just a little bit more. See if you can get more of an inhale in, gently. See if you can get a little bit more of an exhale out. Find that nice, steady rhythm. Keep your eyes nice and still, gazing at the flame or visualizing a flame. On your next inhale and exhale cycle, pause in between the inhale and exhale. Just observe the period of time in between inhaling and exhaling. Relax your face, your jaw, your tongue, your shoulders. And as long as you're still comfortable, continue inhaling through one side. Pausing. Switch nostrils. Exhale through the other side. Keep your gaze on the candle or inner light soft. Don't let the mind wander. Think only about the breath process and the light. Just purely preparation for meditation. You can pause or stop anytime you want, but if you're still comfortable, continue to find that slow, steady rhythm. Steady the eyes. Steady all thoughts. Focus only on the flame and the breath. Just a minute or so more. Dismiss any thought distractions. Last full inhale and exhale. Bring your hands down to your heart center, palms touching, thumbs at your sternum. And before we begin our meditative process, we will do our 3 OMs. As we raise our hands up over our head, like a shield, like an umbrella, crossing them in the front of us, sweeping down our arms, our body, our legs, and touching the ground with each OM, cutting away all the distractions, negative attachments, creating a protective circle around us for our spiritual practices. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Keep your mind fixed at the 3rd eye with that flame from this point out as long as comfortable. Inhale. Pause in the silence. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Inhale. Cleansing the energy all around you. Last time. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Inhale. Now keep the mind very still. Keep your eyes internally still, using what they call Shambhavi Mudra. We fix our inner gaze just in front of our 3rd eye. We try not to let our eyes wiggle side to side. Hold that vision at your 3rd eye in Shambhavi Mudra, visualizing or imagining the flame, the light of 1,000 suns, the light of 1,000 moons, all the stars, all the fires, all of divine consciousness. Do not let your inner vision move from this space. And if you do, simply say distraction and come back to your primary focus. During our AUM chanting, concentration, and meditation, You can try to remember the 3 energy movements. Remember, the A is in the navel. The U vibrates at the heart. The M vibrates at the third eye. Allow the vision of your consciousness. Sorry about that. Let the inner consciousness move up the Sushumna, hold at the pause at the third eye, and then back down. Let's go ahead and begin. Go at your own pace, your own breath, your own pitch, tune, and volume. Inhale. AUM. AUM. Rest if you need. Go at your own pace, your own pitch, your own volume. Nine more. Keep that vision with the flame moving up and down the sushumna. Keep your eyes focused. Three more. Then we'll move into complete silence, keeping your mind fixed at the third eye. Last time. Inhale. Bring your fingertips into chin mudra, thumb gently over the index fingernail, palms up on your thighs. Fix your vision at your ajna, third eye chakra. Do not let your inner vision or outer vision wiggle. Hold it at the third eye. Visualize light. Visualize Agni, pure consciousness. Visualize yourself, capital S, your soul, Atma. Breathe with a nice, slow, easy, steady rhythm. Keeping your eyes fixed in Shambhavi Mudra at the third eye without straining. If you become distracted, just simply say, distracted. Bring your vision back to the third eye in that light. Bring your attention back to the inhale and the exhale. And that inner light. And if the sound, the word Omkara, Om, naturally rises during this process, just listen to it. Don't interact with it. Keep all your vision fixed at your third eye. Spine nice and tall but relaxed. Eyes unwavering from the third eye. The light. Attention on the breath. Relax the face, the jaw, the shoulders, the belly. Let the breath be slow and steady. Let a gentle smile turn the corners of your lips up. Hold your inner vision at that light at the third eye. To help steady your inner vision, gently press your tongue on the hard palate. Maintain the breath, maintain your vision at the third eye, maintain your fingers in Chin Mudra, maintain your tongue pressed against the roof of your mouth gently. Let nothing else distract you. Let the only sound between your ears be AUM. Few more minutes. On our last 3 breaths, holding that vision at the third eye with that flame, really allow the next 3 breaths to allow expansion of light throughout your entire body on the inhale and the exhale. Last full breath. Now allow your spine to relax a little bit more. Let your breath take on a natural rhythm. Observe yourself without thought, labeling, or activity. Relax the vision from the third eye. Bring your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, thumbs touching the sternum. And we will end with 1 Om and 3 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti for peace. Hari Om. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Before we open our eyes, we remind ourselves And you can choose to say out loud or silently, to have peace in my body, peace in every thought I choose, peace in every breath I take, and peace surrounding me everywhere I go. Gently rub your hands together. Place them over your eyes. Inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, you can remove your hands from your eyes. Aum is the primordial sound. When we chant Om, we come into a state of stillness, into a state of peacefulness. Om ferries us back to the blissful and still cosmic Mother and Father through pure consciousness. Om was the stirring in the firmament when the second Vidya of Kali created that vibration. It was even before there was sound. There was a stirring and a vibration. And when we chant Om, or we say Om, or we meditate on Aum, it leads us back to that non-dual, non-differentiated cosmic Mother and Father, Shiv Shakti. Not Shiva and Shakti, but Shiv Shakti. Always in blissful union, still and quiet. And when we bring our minds back to that quiet stillness, that is when we are able to realize ourself, capital S, our soul. This is when the chatter of the brain can finally take a rain check, and we tap in beyond the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manamaya Kosha, but we move into the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is our intelligence, not intelligence from our brain, not intelligence from anything we've learned, but the intelligence coming from our soul. Om allows us to clear and balance tamas and rajas. It allows us to purify our central spiritual channel so that prana, energy, consciousness, that flame can rise to the ajna, the third eye, which is translated as the command center of the soul. So just a few more words on Om for today. Om represents the creation of the universe and the universe beyond the sun. Aum is mysterious and inexhaustible. Aum is the infinite eternal language. Aum is the essence of breath, life, and everything that exists. Aum is said to be the flute of Krishna, the form of Ganesha, the pure consciousness of Shiva, the blissful reuniting of the cosmic Mother and Father, and Satchitananda. I thank you all for joining today. I will be back here, same place, same channel next Sunday. We will continue with our meditative practices, deepening them, and we will get information from other sources on other subjects. So it's wonderful to see all of you. Rebecca, Jim, Sherry, Elizabeth, Michael, Julia, and anybody who I might have missed. Namaste, everybody.